Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody is not aware of this, this is a journey with investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using strategic or compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us with less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP and a new RICO lawsuit that is expected to be filed this week. We're also going to be looking at DJT, which is going to have huge volume in response to the assassination attempt on Trump. And then we're going to be finishing off by having a look at a review of the weekly watch list. So stay tuned for that. Before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So from Market Watch, we can see here that the Fed is trying to cure inflation without causing a recession. So again, a delicate balancing act there. We certainly don't want a bear market, but we are currently in a positive market where the uptrend is continuing. So in terms of US economic data this week, we can see again a big week, and I think the key highlight for me is going to be retail sales on Tuesday and jobless claims on Thursday, hopefully both positive. And if we have a look at in terms of a close of play on Friday, good news in terms of the S&P 500, it closed the week at a new all-time high in excess of 5,600. So great news overall for the markets. And other news I'd like to share with you for Google, shout out here to Stock Market News, who've just posted that Google is in advanced talks to acquire cybersecurity startup Wiz for $23 billion. So hopefully that happens there and benefits Google. And in terms of earnings, again, we are starting to open up a huge week here for earnings, and those stocks that we are looking at this week include Netflix, UAL, ASML, Johnson & Johnson, and also AEHR. Let's now have a look at the RICO lawsuit that is expected to be filed this week against FINRA. And what James has posted here is that Scott is preparing a RICO lawsuit over the MMTLP U3 halt and is demanding a release of the blue sheets from all the 105 broker dealers. And he's also cited the SCOTUS ruling, and he stated here, my forthcoming litigation will ultimately challenge the very existence of FINRA, which is an SRO, or should we say an SRO that should not be an SRO. So what we can see here from Scott, he stated here that basically the US District Court of Vermont hostilities begin against FINRA. So he's referring also and tagging in Mr. Sam Draddy, and I think he's written Sam a letter, or should we say an email. We're going to have a look at that shortly. And he states the full lawsuit gets filed as early as next week, but the shot was there in FRCP 27, so I took it today because I am close to filing everything. And I think one of Scott's priorities is obviously the statute of limitations, which is not going to take a chance on. So credit for Scott to bringing this case, which I believe is, if successful, will benefit the whole MMTLP community. So let's have a look at his email to Sam, dated the 12th of July 2024 on Friday. And the headline here, MMTLP was oversold and short numbers as of the 2nd of Jan 2023, and he's also referring to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure request number 27. So this is addressed to Sam Draddy. We all know who Sam Draddy is from FINRA, and he states, Mr. Sam Draddy, I'm about to bring a RICO, or should we say Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organization case against a few participants in the ongoing MMTLP U3 halt saga, as he is an MMTLP shareholder. So this is going to be filed in the court that we just stated, and he's seeking documents from you now with specificity under the Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 27. So he's stating directly to Sam here, you seem to have been familiar with the potential fraud in MMTLP. So I think he's referring directly to proof of this from the FIRE request that the community received successfully. And he also states here, in fact, per the holdings in Loper, so Loper, he's talking about a history of a precedent in a previous case, Loper Enterprises versus Raymondo, in his lawsuit, and he states, in my forthcoming litigation will ultimately challenge the very existence of FINRA as an SRO, and it appears that broker-dealer members of the U3 halt committee you communicated with have substantial benefit of the blue sheet reviews of MMTLP in derogation of the supposed FINRA regulatory obligation to protect small investors. So I think what he's basically referring to here is the recent DD that we uncovered with regard to the panel members of the U3 halt, and many of these panel members were obviously broker dealers. So that is significant proof without a shadow of a doubt that they had inside information of the last trading day, so therefore they were in a position to benefit. So he also states here it appears that you supplied the amount of insider trading information to heavy industry heavyweights, and he is requesting any and all of the blue sheet data showing or tending to show the total long positions sold in MMTLP, but also the total short positions sold in MMTLP. So again, good luck to Scott here. Now get a further update from Congress in terms of where we are so far. So, but in terms of a reminder from Crucial Mix, he states here, I got so upset after watching Norman in this interview that I sat down and started work on a new video. So go ahead and check out Crucial Mix's new video. It's a quick turn and dirty one, but it needs to be put out there and watch the release on Monday. So we will keep an eye on that. But in terms of an update from Chad, who is one of the veterans fighting for us, he states, folks, trust me, I know the financial markets are as confusing for the common man, and he states, patriots and the MMTLP community have exposed the SEC and FINRA, and he's also said they're protecting the elite brokers that oversold the stock. But basically saying, obviously in terms of the community, we are only asking for the stock, how many of the shares that were sold, but obviously FINRA and the SEC are refusing to provide that. But what he stated here, this is all of our problem because of these practices, your retirement could be next. So it looks like Chad is saying that it's something that the authorities are protecting, and he is also hitting brick walls in terms of getting further information from the authorities. So let's have a look at what Jalen has stated in terms of linking MMTLP and DJT, which is also going to be one of the stocks that we are watching. He stated here, MMTLP and DJT know all too well who the enemies are. The enemy has an agenda, so he's highlighted here members of Congress that beat the SPY. That is dated 2021, and I think if we look at it more recently for 2024, probably nothing much has changed. But he states here, even though they tell us what they are doing benefits the American people, the actions prove otherwise. And in the previous video we did talk about obviously the Stock Act, which people like Pete Sessions are objecting to, so go ahead and check out that video as well. And let's finish off by having a look at a review of the weekly watch list. On the previous week we called out ticker symbol ZAPP. It was quite a volatile stock, and it was also featured in a number of my previous videos, so go ahead and check them out. Good news here, this was the best call of the week, up in excess of 63%. We also called out JMIA, that was up 52.5% on the week, so congratulations to everybody who got in JMIA. We also looked at EYEN as one of the calls, up in excess of 18.8% on the week. ARQT, another good call, up 6.1% on the week. And ACHR, that was up 9.3% on the week, with also a strong finish on Friday, up in excess of 10%. DTCK, that was up 4.4% on the week. MWDW, up 8% on the week. City was up 14.5% on the week after Monday's dip. And also TBRG, that was down 4.5% on the week, so not all calls are successful. If you would like to get a copy of the next weekly watch list, which is shared prior to trading on the Monday, exclusively in the Discord, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.